follow your passion is only good advice if you also learn the business side of it. I wanted to pursue my passion, but inisip ko, pag gagawin ko to, paano yung mga financial responsibility ko sa parents ko and back home?
Yeah.
So what I did was, pag nag-spend ka ng money mo, dapat there is an ROI. Mayroon siyang return of investment sa'yo. So example, passion without structure can burn you out. In the influencing and also in the content creation industry, hindi siya laging may pera talaga, to be honest with you. Sometimes you cannot have the best of both worlds. You have to accept the fact na if you don't like your job anymore, you don't just quit. You have to plan it out properly. So
Hey! This is Kuya Jay, and welcome to the latest episode of Pera and Purpose Podcast, a show about money and meaning. My aim is for you to use money as a tool to live a meaningful life. And yes, welcome ulit sa ating bagong episode. At tulad ng dati, this is also in partnership with Pro Friends para sa kanilang Pro Angat Talks. Sa bawat episode, we bring you inspiring Filipinos who have carved their own path, taken bold risks, and created lasting impact. Don't forget to follow Pro Angat by Pro Friends Facebook page for updates on their upcoming events. So, how do you stay committed to your career while building something on the side that brings both purpose and profit? Is it possible to grow your income habang you're enjoying what you do and still make space for something that lights you up without burning out or losing sight of what really matters? Kaya ang guest natin today is someone who's figured out that balance. Kasi he works as a cluster assistant marketing manager for one of the world's largest hotel groups while also building his personal brand as a men's fashion and lifestyle content creator. Nakipag-collaborate na siya with global brands and also staying intentional with how he earns, creates, and grows. So, without further ado, help me welcome James Morales. Woohoo! Hello, James! Maraming salamat for your time today.
you're most welcome, Jay. It's a pleasure to be part of your podcast today.
We just met siguro last month, right? Sa isang event din ng Pro Angat. And ng Pro Friends. And na-intrigue ako dun sa line na sinabi mo. Actually, there's a process sa pag-build ng wealth and at the same time, while I'm employed and I'm also doing itong aking passionate work outside ng aking career. Kaya it's something na nag-i-interesting talaga sa akin. Sabi ko, kailangan kong maisama or ma-invite si James kasi it's something na is really important, lalo na sa mga Filipinos who probably are passionate about a craft pero na-stuck sila dun sa current role nila because of probably the responsibilities na kailangan nilang bayaran or kailangan nilang gawin. Pero before anything, before we officially start this episode, napansin ko na we have something in common. And I was looking sa LinkedIn mo and I saw na you were working sa call center for close to 6 years and ako naman was almost 7 years. Gusto ko malaman, meron pa bang mga skills right now na natutunan mo na na-apply mo sa work mo and also sa pagiging content creator mo, being in the call center industry?
The accent.
The accent.
That was a good one. A lot, to be honest with you. One thing is for sure the communication, how the way I communicate on a daily basis to the people, be it the clients, be it the networking opportunities. Because if you're working in a call center, one of the key components or key factors for you to get hired is you really have to speak well, right? And then and you have to communicate properly. And then obviously, if you're into sales or if nasa sales department ka or if your product or service is a sales, syempre you have to communicate properly and you have to be intentional, diba? You have to make sure you convey the message properly. So yun yung one of the key skills na impart ko even until now, and it helped me out all the way or sa journey ko from then until now.
Diverse yung iyong experience sa call center. Nag-sales ka, you also did training, customer service, right?
As a person, me personally, I always want to do something better or something different. I try to get out of my comfort zone. So yun yung lagi kong tinitrain ko yung sarili ko to get out of my comfort zone. That means trying other skills, trying other be it a sales, be it a customer service, be it content creation or any of that.
And ganyan ka ba ever since, like, growing up, you always wanted to
Oh
seek
yeah,
discomfort, probably?
yeah. Because how do I say this? Growing up, we're not really well off family, so
Mm.
for me, it became my responsibility because I know the struggles and the hardships that my parents went through. Like when
Mm-hmm.
primary school, like, we were doing great. Like we're fine. Like my parents, like, not well off, but we are doing good
Yep.
financially.
Mm-hmm.
And then during secondary school, suddenly my parents, like, we got laid off. So parang
Mm.
so at early young age, I namulat na ako to do something, like, and help my parents, and all of that stuff. So parang it didn't become, hindi nila in-impart na responsibility ko to help them or to
Mm-hmm.
support them, but it was na-instill na sa akin from the get-go, at a young age, na I really have to help them out because they've done
Mm.
so many things for us, sa kapatid ko,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think they deserve it, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, maaga pa lang pala, no? And ano yung naging career nila, if I may ask? Para lang malaman din ng ating audience, usually, if
Yeah, sure.
it's
So my
something na, ano.
my mom works in a factory. So like
Oh, okay.
she's a like, she used to work at Pen Shop. Like, the Pen Shop, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
clothing
Oh,
brand.
yung mga,
So
yeah,
yeah,
mga damit.
so they're a group of workers na nagtatahi. So like, I mean,
Ah.
she's one of them, and then suddenly, due to, it was like a recession or something, like, and
Mm.
nagtanggalan sila for some reason, because at that time, yung revenue ng company was not working okay, or was not really
Mm-hmm.
okay, so that's why they have to let go some of the people. So that's for my mom. And then sa papa ko naman, he works in a furniture company, so they do this, like, ratan, yung
Oh, yeah. Oh.
wooden style na mga
Mga
upuan.
sustainable na upuan niya. I
Yes,
love
yes,
that. Oh, maganda yun.
yeah, he
Matibay
was.
yun eh.
Yes, exactly. That it was really a thing back then, and then suddenly it
Aha.
died down, and then ngayon bumabalik na siya because of the sustainability aspect, diba? So
Mm.
yeah, but then I've somehow, they're both retired right now, so I'm supporting
Mm.
them 100%. So there we
Wow.
go. Yeah,
That's nice. And actually, yan din ang pangarap ng bawat, I think, ng mga
yeah,
about overs Filipino na nakakausap ko, like, to really
yeah.
retire their parents. And I think it's also one of the reasons bakit nga, no, we take some risks, pero at the same time, we try to balance them based on the responsibilities that we have. And nung time na nando ka sa call center, by the way,
The
and
accent.
naging supervisor ka at a young age, bakit nag-take ka pa rin ng risk knowing na malaking tulong yun? Alam ko, malaki ang sweldo ng mga supervisors at a young age sa call center. Lalo
It
na,
was, yeah, it
right?
was.
Nung time na yun. So, pero bakit nag-decide ka pa rin na mag-abroad? Like, punta ka ng Abu Dhabi with your cousin. So, what's the thing happening back then?
Back then, life was very routine kasi, like, like working in a call center for like more than 6 years. It was like, well, it taught me a lot, like communication wise, being patient. Imagine like yung number of calls mo that you receive on a daily basis, and then they're ranting, they're cursing at you with all of those, words, and then sometimes
Yeah.
it eats you, and it consumes it consumes you emotionally, but then it was not that healthy for a longer period of time. It was not sustainable for me. But then, ang mindset ko that time was like, of course, I have to support my family, right? And then
Yep.
being working in a call center company gives me like an okay salary. I'm a good salary. So that time I need to survive. I need to support my family. So that was the mindset back then. And then I didn't have any, because I was still working at a very young age already nasa call center. And then I was not even thinking about investment or any kind of long-term plan, because you're still exploring, you're still
Yeah.
trying to do like, is this gonna work for me, or you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was my mindset back then. But you know what, Jay? The most humbling experience during my call center, what do you call this journey, was when my mom and my dad received my first salary. Parang like naiyak talaga ako, and I'm not saying this because we were doing the podcast, but I'm just like
Yeah.
saying transparency wise. But I cried because that was the first time nga na I gave something for them, like monetary wise, like
Mm-hmm,
in a
mm-hmm.
with a good amount of money. Because if my parents I mean yung salary nila is just
Yeah.
average lang eh, like, but in a call center it's
Minimum,
it's
I
more
think,
than
yung mga
that.
ganun, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
minimum salary than that at that time. But then when I gave my first salary, sabi like my mom was like na teary eyed at the same time naiyak na ako because like yung parents ko kasi they didn't ask me to go and look for a job.
Mm.
It was me who voluntarily to look for a job, and then
Mm-hmm.
they didn't ask me to, oh, maghanap ka ng trabaho kasi wala ka namang income ngayon. So I mean, sa Pinas, di ba, like most of the parents are like that. I mean, sorry, not
Yeah.
most. Some of the parents are like that. Like, binibigyan ka nilang responsibility because, like parang ROI sa'yo. Parang you're an ROI, something like that.
Investment
So,
nila kasi they
investment, yes,
invested
yes.
time, money, right? And everything.
Exactly.
Para
So,
palakihin tayo. Mhm.
exactly. So, but yun yung culture ng Pinoy, unfortunately. But from my side, like that was one of the most humbling moments
Mm.
when I was working in a call center. So yeah,
Yeah, that's ano eh. Yun yung setup sa Pinas kasi right. Parang ang tinuturo sa atin back then or sa amin at least is find a career na malaki sweldo. And
yes,
then parang saka mo na gawin yung bagay na gusto mo siguro, kumita ka mo na malaki. And then
yeah,
saka
and
mo na
mag-save, yeah,
problemahin.
parang
And
ganun.
mag-save and then
Yes,
mag-retire ka doing that work. At least use that money para makapag-retire ka eventually, pero it doesn't really work that way. Lalo na, I think sa generation natin, no, we were both millennials. And for me, in my view, parang we yearn for meaningful types of careers na
yeah, I
feeds
agree.
feeds our stomach and also our
Yes,
soul at the same time. Hindi
yes,
tayo yung mga
yes,
typical na mga past generations na okay, manap ka ng work na makapagbayad ng bills mo and diyan ka na for
yes,
the next 40
yeah,
years of your life. Sa iba, nung
correct.
nandito ka na sa UAE, right? Marami ka rin mga naging career. And umpisa, I think you were a data, analyst? Or
Admin,
how is it?
yeah,
Data
the
admin.
database admin. So
Mm,
yeah, I started as a database admin when I arrived to. It was way back 2014. Yes, 2014.
okay. Just 1 year ahead of me. Pero nung time na yon, you were still definitely exploring kasi based on what you've said earlier, no, parang gusto mo na something that would challenge you or at least help you grow. And paano nag-grow itong or nag-evolve itong pagiging content creator mo at the time na you were still starting dito sa UAE?
Before I go into that, let me just give you a little bit of background or like my mindset that time before I came
Sige.
here sa
Yan,
Abu Dhabi.
yan.
So, and I think it's nice to share this to our fellow kababayan, no? Because getting out of your comfort zone, meaning you have to spend, you have to invest emotionally and also spiritually. Now you have to transfer from one country to another, right? So it's a
True.
big risk, especially sa Pinas. You're in your comfort zone, like you have your may trabaho ka na na gusto mo. So back then, inisip ko, all I need to make sure is my work ako doon sa Abu Dhabi. I don't care kung magsiserve ako sa restaurant, barista, or any of that sort. Like that time because I know the feeling na I know now you have to start from scratch. So
Yeah.
right, so like hindi ka kailangan maging choosy. That at the beginning, as far as I know, like if you are
Totoo.
migrating or transferring to a different country, kung ano yung nakalatag sa'yo, naka-offer sa'yo, then you have to grab it, right? So
Yeah.
that was the thing. But then luckily, when I arrived in Abu Dhabi, I have my cousin and also some of my friends who are already here. So, and then good thing I was able to find a job na at least who provides better, and at the same time okay yung work culture niya. Mostly mga Pinoy din. However, before that, grabe yung experience namin kasi when I arrived in Abu Dhabi, or when we arrived with my partner in Abu Dhabi, sobrang init, like very humid talaga. Like, I think that was the most pinakamainit na time siguro when I was like back then. We were walking in the street, handing over our CVs and all that, because online wasn't that yung
Wala pa,
online
oo.
application. Hindi siya masyadong ganyan before. Like,
Yeah.
grabe, pagdating ko sa bahay, grabe, dumudugo yung ilong ko kasi sobrang
Oh,
init, di ba? Nag-nosebleed
yeah.
ka. Imagine on a
What?
daily, yeah, for the past few days right after na dumating ako sa Abu Dhabi, naghahanap kami ng trabaho, di ba? So like, on a daily basis, we have to go out. We have to walk under the sun. Sobrang init, grabe. That was one of the unforgettable experiences dito sa UAE. Going back to your question earlier, so
Mhm.
nagsimula talaga siya sa passion. So
Mm.
I joined a group called Abu Dhabi Bloggers
Mhm.
back then, and we'd meet like just to shoot content. No, walang bayad, just for fun. So
Okay.
it's a community where we go to a certain places, and then magtitake kami ng videos or photos, and then some of them are even influencers. Because influencers that time hindi naman siya a thing before. It
Yeah,
was
oo nga.
like photographer lang ganon. It wasn't even a thing back then. So and then
Anong year to,
somehow
sorry, if I may ask?
2016 parang ganon.
Oo nga, no? Mm.
Yeah, 2016. Ayan. And then somehow the brands are started to notice me. So they
Mm.
sa mga content ko, and then they started inviting me to restaurants, and then later on sa fashion collaborations,
Wow.
mga damit and all of that.
Yeah.
So doon ko na realize, wait lang, parang may potential ata to ah. So like, because I start getting messages from people saying na, "Uy, kuya, like you inspired me to dress better," or like,
Wow.
thank you for, yeah, it was very nakakataba ng puso at some point, like, yeah.
Mm.
And then you inspired me to dress better, and also thank you for sharing those places na hindi ko pa na visit sa Abu Dhabi, but then here you are, you're sharing it with us. Parang it was really nice to hear. And then sometimes parang at some point like na may nagpapapicture sa'yo. This is in Abu Dhabi
Talaga?
times.
Artista ka na ng Abu
Kasi
Dhabi
like,
pala nun, ah.
yeah, Abu Dhabi pa to. So like, oh my God, that's James. Like, I know him. Parang ganun. Yung parang artista feeds. Parang that time. And then it's like, it's very, tapos mga bata pa. So like, it's a good thing that you are inspiring these young kids to be confident, and also to really, pursuing their passion, but of course with a specific, intention as well. So, yan yung, that's where it all started.
Okay, and right now nga, nung tinitingnan ko yung profile mo, actually, mga followers mo are mostly international audience, right? Kasi nga, ang brands mo
correct.
are high. And so, paano umabot sa point? Kasi you started dun sa community ng puro Filipinos, and then eventually, how did it evolve? Or paano mo na-grow yung brand mo while also doing this full-time job?
It's not easy. Like, to do both at the
Both.
same time. Yeah. I wanted to pursue my passion, but iniisip ko, pag gagawin ko to, paano yung mga financial responsibility ko sa parents ko and back home?
Yeah.
So what I did was I started reaching out to brands. Being an influencer, it was different, like hindi siya masyadong in before. And then so you really have to promote yourself. You have to put yourself out there nga, para mapansin ka ng mga brands. So that means I started reaching out to the brands that I really like to work with. So like Nike, Puma, and everything. And somehow it was routed to the right people. So like with the PR. So it became to a point na my names were on the database sa mga different PR agencies. Kasi yung PR agencies, they handle brands like from fashion, hotels, hospitality, restaurants, and all that. So they usually invite you for if they have new menus, if they have new offers, if they have new if you have new collections. But then before kasi, may mga influencers kasi na hindi sila pumupunta. And like, they don't go out and meet with the people. So, but for me, from my side, it was an avenue for me to expand my network. So that was that time. And then obviously I still have to work 9 to 7, right? On a daily basis, or on a weekly basis. So
hindi 9 to 5, 9 to 7.
9 to 7 to. So it was, good thing I still have 2 days off. Kasi for some of the OFWs back then, isa lang yung off mo. And sometimes napahirapan ka pa sa off mo, diba? Like, again, not all, but some. So it was quite tricky because A, I have 9 to 7 responsibilities at work. And also B, after work, I have to start batching my content. I have to start planning my content ahead of time. So So you really have to be intentional kung ano yung gusto mo. So like passion will not help you out, but planning and executing it the right way, that would help you a lot for sure.
Ganda sinabi mo, no? Gusto ko lang mag-marinate dun sa passion won't help you out, pero planning and execution is something that will work. Kasi I remember, no, parang when talk about passion, it's always about the emotions, the heart. Pero I was reading this book before. I think it was during the pandemic. It's So Good They Can't Ignore You ni Cal Newport. And sabi nga dito sa book na to. Yeah, and nabanggit nga dito na ang sabi dito ay nakalagay, why skills trump passion in the quest for work you love. Yun yung nakalagay sa book na to. And yung sinasabi mo na yun right now is actually what's mentioned in the book na hindi pwedeng puro passion lang. And those who really succeeded sa work nila are someone who really developed the skills that they needed in order to be the best person dun sa field or sa craft na they pursued. And
exactly.
I think parang karamihan nga rin ng mga Filipinos, no, or overseas Filipinos na meet ko rin na they always think about paano yung heart nila if puro pera lang naman yung inatupag ko. And sa iba, nangyari din ba sa ito? Kasi I had this dilemma as well na parang life is short in a good way. Kasi if I think it na ganun siya, namamotivate ako na gamitin yung oras ko na more intentionally. Hindi ko sayangin. Sa'yo ba, parang naisip mo ba na what if tomorrow I'll be dead? Parang na-fulfill ko ba yung desire ng heart ko, and how does that make you feel?
For me, kasi like, that's actually a good question. It got me thinking like,
yeah.
It's more like really, kasi at work kasi, I'm a firm believer na it's not just about work. You reporting to work is for a reason. So, kahit database admin ka lang or something like that, marami kang matutunan talaga, like skills-wise. And for me, ang iniisip ko pa lang lagi is like, what I always do is like, I brought something from the last chapter with me. So, every experience, dinadala ko siya sa bago kong job. So, like, and I always remind myself, don't wait to be ready. Say yes and then learn how. Alam mo yun, parang you always have to be a student. Kasi, if yung mindset mo, ay, mag-work na lang, work na naman. Well, it's normal, ha? It's normal for everyone, especially sa mga Pinoy, like for us. Like, but for me, there are times yes, like, oh my God, work na naman siya. But for me, nangingibabaw yung fulfillment ko at some point because A, I will learn something new. B, I will get to meet and meet my favorite people at work. So okay. I tried to see the silver lining. Grabe silver lining. I tried to focus more on the good side about sa mga happenings ko every day, and then I dun ko siya hinuhugot at some point na not to make you feel like you're just here to work. Gets mo? Do you see where I'm coming from? So,
yeah. Parang iniisip ko kasi is, yung mindset mo is always about hindi yung menial tasks ng trabaho mo, but what can I learn out of this role?
Out of it, yes. Correct.
Na meron ako. And naisip ko rin, parang, nung tinitignan ko kasi intersection ng work mo and also yung passion mo for content creation, I think there's some blend in there na you love to dress really well. And currently, nasa hospitality ka, and I'm checking some of the posts sa LinkedIn mo or sa Instagram. In my view, I'm just assuming right now na kaya you are there is because you really enjoy the work and it blends dun sa passion projects mo. Did I get that assumption right? Or is it a different thing?
No, you're correct. Sa work ko kasi you have to be creative, right? It's like in a marketing industry, you have to be creative. You have to strategize properly. It's part of the job. You have to look good. You have to look presentable. You have to look after yourself because first impression, matters. So, if you're meeting a client or if you're meeting like someone you wanna convince, example, kung meron kang sales meeting, and then obviously you wanted to turn that client as a client, right? Or potential guest or potential client as a client. Of course, you have to do the part. You have to look presentable, diba?
And I was actually thinking din, parang sabi mo, paano itanong ng isang kabayan natin, no? James, nag-stay ka sa work kasi I think you enjoy the culture, you enjoy working with the people around you. That's fine. Pero paano naman ako na hindi ko gusto yung trabaho ko. Parang it doesn't match my skills or hindi na ako nag-grow. Should I just quit and pursue itong aking passion na I think is already picking up slowly or paano?
No, for me, you have to be strategic and at the same time you have to be smart on deciding things. So, example, if you don't like your job anymore, you don't just quit. You don't just quit. You have to plan it out properly. So, you have to look for a job that you like the most. And while on the process of doing that, you have to start maximizing your skills. So start, enrolling yourself a training workshop or something that will help you. Example, I'm gonna give you an example. If you work as a cashier, in a supermarket, right? So look, you've been there for 2 years, and I want to do something different. I want to pursue my passion, which is photography or content creation. You have to start compiling your portfolios. Hindi naman kasi agad-agad yan babayaran ka. So you can do barter collaborations in the meantime. So and put that as your reference and also as your support document. Na okay, so I've seen his work. He can do this and that. So yeah, why don't we try it? So going back to your question, you don't just quit right and then. You have to plan ahead kung ano yung gusto mo at the same time. Acquiring that skill na makakatulong sa'yo to get that specific job.
So it's really about aligning kung anong interest, skills, and what you really like, right? Para mag-succeed ka doon sa...
True, because example, I mean, let's be honest. If you're tired of doing your job, either you take a rest or you quit. But then ano yung assurance mo sa next job mo without finding your passion, without finding what makes you happy, tapos mag-transfer ka ng another, role or another job, tapos hindi, same scenario pa rin, you're still not happy, right? So you have to find that fire, or at the same time, ano yung nagpapasaya sa'yo in terms of, of passion.
Yeah, it's really internal work, ano? Parang karamihan kasi is they're looking for fulfillment outside, let's say, yung work that they do, the people they're surrounded with. And siguro, environment and all that stuff. Pero I think the first thing you need to do is really do the internal work. Like, what does success really look like? Yung clarity na sinasabi nga nila na...
Exactly, yeah.
Ano ba talagang mapasaya sa akin? Ano yung work na yon? Hindi naman kailangan sobrang engrande. It just needs to align to something that's truly important to me. So, sa'yo ba naging ganun din? Or kung may opportunity na dumating, you assess, teka, align ba to sa gusto kong mangyari sa buhay ko? Or pag maganda yung offer, when I say, sige, maganda yung sweldo, yun talagang i-grab natin.
Because I've had my fair share of accepting a job that didn't make me happy. So, kahit sobrang, like the salary was better than my previous job, but then, mag-wheelchair ka naman for how many months kasi sobrang dami mo trabaho. Yeah, like you can't sleep because you have to overthink things. Yeah, there's so many responsibilities at hand, but then like it's not healthy for you because para lang siyang, I'll give you an example to make it easy. Sige. So carpenter. So nagka-carpenter ka because you like to be a carpenter, right? Let's just make it simple. Hindi naman siya pwede maging plumbing because trip lang niya. Syempre, right? So that's kung yan yung passion niya, I'll make it simple lang. I know sometimes it's a silly one, but if yan yung gusto niya, then be it. So you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think the silver lining here is to really assess yourself kung ano ba talaga yung gusto mo.
Right? Paano kung sabihin nila is, let's say, well, gusto ko yung work ko, let's say, gusto ko maging artist, or sige, pagiging carpenter na lang. I really love being a carpenter, Kuya Jay and Kuya James. Kaya lang, ang daming responsibilidad, and being a carpenter doesn't really feed my entire family. Sure. So I have to do something else. So, paano yun?
You have to know kung ano yung mas importante sa'yo, pera ba or yung passion mo?
Ha, 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 ha. Hindi ba pwedeng both?
Sometimes you cannot have the best of both worlds. So dito na
Mm.
yes, sometimes you cannot have the best of both worlds. You have to accept the fact na kung ano yung mas sustainable for you at the end of the day. You really have to know kung ano yung gusto mo kasi if you want money, then accept the job that pays you well, right? But then
Okay.
if your mental health and your wellness is being compromised, then that's a different story.
Mhm.
And besides, as you grow old, sometimes kasi hindi na nagmamatter yung pera eh.
True.
Sometimes nagmamatter na yung well-being mo tsaka yung mental health mo. But going back to your question na paano kung may responsibilidad ako? At the same time, paano kung but also I still want to pursue my passion, right? You have to do both.
Like what you
You
did, right?
work,
You when you were
yes,
sharing
just like
earlier.
yeah. So hindi naman 24 hours nagtatrabaho ka, right?
Mhm.
So do something that earns you more money and at the same time do your job as well. Because that's what
Mm.
happened to me. So apart from my 9 to 7, trabajo, I have to on a weekend I have to go out, create content, I have to attend events, compromising my ang tawag nito, my day off because
Yeah.
I have an intention. I have a goal, which is
Mhm.
to get an extra income, which is through content creation, and also at the same time maximizing your network. It is for that reason. So
So there's really no balance even at that kind of lifestyle. What do you say
there
about
is,
balance?
for me, I'd say there's still a balance, but not a perfect one.
Mm.
So para na siyang give and take formula. So
Okay.
so there are moments na sobrang invested ka sa work. There are also moments na sobrang invested ka sa passion mo. So
Mhm.
parang ganon. So i-balance mo lang siya, but not perfectly because sometimes
Okay.
it's gonna eat you alive at some point if
Mm.
para siyang ini-exhaust yung energy mo at some point.
Yeah, kasi nga parang I had conversations like this in the past sa mga previous guests no, na they don't really believe in balance. Parang they say it's a sacrifice, pero I personally I believe it's more of work-life harmony than work-life balance kasi
Yeah, yeah.
there's really no balance. And we've been talking about passion all throughout this last few minutes that we've been discussing this. Do you think passion ba talaga yung pinaka nagiging root cause of something na or parang nagiging source of something fulfilling for us, or may mas malalim pa ba sa passion, like probably purpose or what else?
Honestly, I think follow your passion is only good advice if you also learn the business side of it. But
Sige nga.
yes, yeah, but passion without structure can burn you out. So yung version ko is maybe follow your passion, but build
Okay,
a plan.
ang galing. Okay, teka lang, follow your
So
passion but build a plan. Dinonote ko
yeah,
tong
yun yung
mga ano mo
thank
yung
you.
kanina.
Yun yung sinabi ko kanina. So kahit
Yeah.
if you have a passion, then you have to work hard for it. You have to be strategic about it. You have to put a plan with it. Because parang hangin lang siya, nagfo-float lang yung passion mo nang wala kang
True.
ginagawa. So there has to be a plan with it, right? So passion makes it meaningful, but strategy makes it sustainable. So that's what
Ang
I always
galing.
think.
I like
Right?
that. Parang ano no, follow your heart but also take your head with you. May ganung quote ako nabasa noon eh. And
Yes.
gusto ko maging specific doon sa pag-ano mo ng structure no. Does it also mean na you plan for this financially, like you have a certain amount, let's say X amount of money you need to sustain this for like X number of months para lang makita ko na teka, sustainable ba tong passion ko na to, passion project ko na to? Is that one of the ways that you do your strategic
Yeah.
planning?
Yeah. So but Jay, like in the influencing and also in the content creation industry, hindi siya laging may pera talaga, to be honest with you. Unless if yung followers mo is 1 million onwards. But then
Wow.
yeah, but then if we're talking about micro influencers like me, like less than 50K or 50,000 followers, it's not sustainable, to be honest with you. That's why having a full-time job and at the same time pursuing your passion through content creation, for me, is a good strategy in a way that it would sustain and at the same time support my passion as well. Gets mo?
Ganun
Yung
pala ha?
yeah,
Okay.
because it's not every month you have a paid collaboration. No, it doesn't work like that. Sometimes meron ding month na it depends on the season.
Yeah.
Sometimes my months din na sobrang dami mong paid collaboration. So,
Okay.
like it depends on the season. So, yun yung ginagawa ko, like, because again, you have to build a plan. And I have my partner helping me out on that one. So,
Shout out kay
so
Lloyd.
Second Lloyd. So you really have to find someone who supports you. That's also one thing, Yeah, like when you have somebody who will support your passion, it will really help a lot.
Wow.
Kasi pag ikaw lang mag-isa, parang nagiging at some point parang wala kang masasabihan kung ano, like recommendations or feedback. What do you think? Should I go for this? Like a second opinion from time to time. Parang ganun.
Oh yeah, I resonate with that. I remember my wife na always been supportive sa ginagawa ko nga rin. And maganda sinabi mo na nag-stuck sa akin tong pag less than 1M followers ka, mahirap siyang i-sustain. So sinasabi like right now na hindi na talaga siya about the number of followers kasi you have 20K sa IG and I think you have a couple more thousands sa TikTok. So you're telling me right now na if that is the industry that you're in, it's really hard to be sustainable as a business.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's why most of the influencers are also pursuing the content creation side. So
okay,
just a generic or just for general information for sa mga kababayan natin. So content creation and also a content creator and also influencer are different. They're different. So content creation is they will create the content for a specific brand and they will get money out of it. Like on social media. Influencer also is on the different side is the brand will example Zara or Nike, they will reach out to you to promote their latest collection. So they will pay you. I consider myself as a content creator. So and also influencer at the same time. So gumagawa ko ng content for a specific brand to post on their social media. Like example, 4 videos in a month, static photos in a month, like 12 as one of the deliverables sa kanya, and then is post na sa social media nila. But then they wouldn't know na sa akin galing, 'di ba? Parang you are creating the content on behalf of the brand. So yan yung mga ginagawa ngayon sa mga content creators at
Ganun pala ngayon.
inside the
I
UAE.
see.
Yeah.
Kasi akala ko before is pagka merong sponsored content, you're already a content creator / influencer eh. Parang ganun yung business model ng pagkakaintindi ko ha. Kasi sa akin naman din is may well, ito ay isang partnered collaboration with Pro Friends, right? So parang ganun na siya, may deliverables and then you do the thing that you've promised and then you get paid for it. May mga ganung mga
Exactly,
okay.
yeah.
Sige. Interesting.
The goal is the same, to create the content and to but the execution is different. So yun yung difference niya.
So yung nangyari sa'yo right now is you're still building your personal brand while you're doing the job that you love. Pero ang end goal mo ba is to do this full time, yung pagiging menswear fashion brand content creator, travel, lifestyle?
Yeah, that's the goal. Like in the long run, obviously once you have your own brand, and once you have your own community, the brand will definitely wants to work with you from time to time. But then again, yung trabaho ko kasi ngayon is more like apart from to support my passion, because you need to update your tools like camera, subscription and all of that stuff. So there's a lot of financial responsibility on hand. But then sa akin kasi it was I am getting the experience from working as a marketing manager now, and at the same time I get to explore kung ano yung mga tools na that will help me as a brand ko. Parang tinitake advantage ko yung trabaho ko ngayon in order for me to grow
your brand as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Parang
correct, yeah.
ang natutunan ko nito sa usapan natin na parang really know what you want, what you're good at, and siguro sana align yung skills mo. And yun nga, ano yung saan ka passionate, and at the same time find a career na align din doon so that you get paid while
True.
experimenting, while at the same time, while building something on the side. I think it's a good game plan that you've built, that you've
Yeah,
designed.
like and it works. It works for me.
Mm,
So
yes.
and I'm glad that I get to have I get to have this interview with you because somehow I hope this would help our fellow kababayan na
Yeah.
to really like start pursuing their passion, but obviously putting a plan on hand. So yeah.
Yeah. Actually, maganda tong discussion natin kasi I know someone who's been working in a certain company for the last 15, 16 years. And he's been really
Mm.
thinking about doing itong kanyang passion project full-time. Nandun siya sa crossroad na parang, teka, sustainable ba to or what? Pag nandun ka na siguro, pag 15 years ka na sa trabaho mo, nagiging soulless na yung,
Oh yeah.
yung work
Yeah.
kasi repetitive na siya, right?
True.
Wala ng growth. So it's
Correct.
just
Wala na.
really common for people na maghanap elsewhere and to really think deeply na ano ba yung nagpapasayo sa akin, where can I contribute my life on something that's really meaningful eventually. So sinare mo na yung process mo while you are building your personal brand. Pero you and Lloyd are also responsible with money. I know that. And yun yung sinabi din nung isa nating kaibigan.
Yeah.
So, paano
Yeah.
yung process mo naman? Kasi ito yung sinabi mo sa akin, but there's actually a process in building wealth. So, paano yung nagiging approach ninyo right now? And ano yung mga usual investments ninyo that you handle as well?
Kasi sa amin dalawa, how do you call this? In Bisaya, bahalag pobre basta hilas. But so in Tagalog, it's like bahala na ikaw yung mahirap basta ikaw yung ano tawag ito? Ambisyoso. Parang ganon. Parang ganon.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a joke mantra before. But then kasi sa amin kasi dalawa, we will not spend the money unless kailangan siya at the same time if needed at some point. So one of the reasons why we are investing on luxury brands is because there's going to be an ROI on that sooner or later. I'm sure
Okay.
you know about that.
Yeah,
And-
there's
and-
some nga, oo.
Yeah, and of course, you have to be smart on your expenses. Like hindi naman kailangan spend ka lang ng spend sa sahod mo, diba? You have to make sure na you allocate those funds to some important things like insurance, life and savings insurance. So, and we
Okay.
do have that right now. So, shout out to Zurich. Shout out to
Shout
Zurich
out, yeah.
Insurance. So, they've been really nice and helpful. What do you call this? So, pagkasahod namin, agad-agad namin siyang nilalagay doon para, when we retire, we have our own money at, like hindi na kami mag-iisip kung ano yung pag may sakit ka or something like that. So, kasi before, to be honest with you, Jay, I wasn't really a good, planner in terms of finances. Like, tinuruan ako ni Lloyd to,
Wow, okay.
he taught me a lot in terms of planning your finances. I don't spend on things na hindi mo siya kailangan in a way na wala siyang ROI. Yun talaga lagi dapat. So dapat pag nag-spend ka ng money mo, dapat there is an ROI. Like mayroon siyang return of investment sa'yo. So example, if it's a training course, go for it. No problem. Kasi, di ba? If it's TV, right? Someone like, ay, mahal-mahal ng TV, pero kailangan ko ba to? But then again, it's your comfortability and also your convenience at stake, 'di ba? Nagtatrabaho ka on a daily basis. God knows kung may off ka pa on the weekend, but you have to have a time for yourself, and buying a nice TV that will probably help you out na oh my God, I am living the life now. At least I have
Makapag-relax
Netflix.
mo lang, yeah.
Makapag-relax ako or something like that. So but again, you have to be responsible and you have to be extra careful kung ano yung binibili mo. Kasi meron kasi iba one-time millionaire. So,
True.
And ganyan din ako dati. Pagkasahod ko pa, sige, let's go out or something like that. Hindi pa nga umaabot yung sahod mo, nag-iisip ka na kung paano mo siya isi-spend. Right?
Yeah.
So, ganyan usually yung mga babae natin. I was also there before. Like,
Yeah.
no
Same here.
savings, living the life, buy a lot of clothes, but then sometimes you really have to be sustainable and also smart in terms of executing your finances as well. So,
Okay. And yeah, and ang ROI naman doesn't always mean financial ROI, right? It
Yeah,
can be
it
an
could
investment
be-
sa mental health or
Yes.
growth and
True.
learning, right?
True,
That's
true. I agree on you. With you on that. Yeah.
And ang So before we come to a close, no, kasi itong ating session is really about encouraging yung ating mga fellow overseas Filipinos na mag-attend sa upcoming na event ng Pro Friends, which is happening this coming Friday, July 25, 7 p.m. I'll be there to meet other... kasi you are also in the hospitality industry. And I really thought nga na isa ka dun sa mga panelists. Kaya sabi ko, teka, interviewin ko na si James. Kasi nga, this is very important para sa akin. I think they changed the lineup. So sige, share ko sa kanila na this is on July 25, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. sa Ostro Restaurant, Dusit D2 Ken's Hotel, Al Barsha Heights, Dubai. So malapit lang to sa metro. I'm sure madali siyang access. And magandang umatin nito guys kasi nga you get to meet really interesting people. Like, doon last na event ng Pro Friends, that's where I got to meet James. And na-curious ako dun sa kanyang mindset and how he sustains yung kanyang career. While also at the same time, itong ang ginagawa niya on the side as a lifestyle content creator and something that's really passionate sa kanyang craft. On both ends, sa work. And also dito sa kanyang content creation journey. So, ano ba yung magbibigay mo na tip sa mga overseas Filipinos na dun sa nagsisimula pa lang and those na seasoned na tulad natin who's earning well and ano yung mindset shift na kailangan nilang matutunan or sana natutunan mo rin early on dun sa yung journey as an overseas Filipino?
When you follow your passion, always build a plan. That's very, very important. And then save before you spend, learn to live below your means, even if, kumikita ka ng malaki. And most of all, don't wait for the perfect moment to start investing in yourself. So skills ba yan, side hustles, and confidence, yan yung tunay na balikbayan, box mo pag-uwi. So you really have to invest on those. And that would help you a lot as well in your next journey. So that's the message ko sa mga kababayan natin. So, there you go.
Ang galing. And yung mga sinabi mo are timeless na principles when it comes to really building wealth and sustaining the life that you really want. It's the same things na naririnig ko rin from my mentor and other people who's really successful sa kanilang endeavors as an overseas Filipino.
Kasi, very simple, very, a lot would people would say that to you, but you really have to be intentional. Dapat may intention ka talaga to do that. Kasi, I'm sure you've been hearing it to other people as well to do it, to do this and that. But then, you really have to convince yourself. And it would take time. I would say that personally because it took time for me to be able to realize nga, as early as now, or pagbata ka pa, start investing talaga. Like, do not wait na mag 30, 40 ka na. Kasi, you wouldn't know what will happen. Small things would matter, really. Yeah.
That's investing financially and also in terms of your skill sets, right?
Yes, correct, yeah.
Okay. Kasi nga, if you invest sa yung skill set, then definitely, eventually, yung earning mo will also grow, right?
Yes,
and pag lumaki na yung earning mo, mas malaki na rin yung kaya mong invest eventually.
Exactly.
Pero nga, I agree with what you said na regardless of siguro how much money you're making, a small amount doesn't hurt para lang you can grow it eventually because of compounding interest and also at the same time, hindi lang naman pera nagko-compound but also yung skills mo eh. Like when we opened up this session, yung parang skills na natutunan mo nung sa call center season mo, it's still useful until now. It really compounded over time na gamit mo sa pagiging content creator, assistant marketing manager, and definitely up until the future na nandito ka sa UAE. So, James, saan kanila ma-reach if ever they want to get in touch with you and learn more about yung process mo of your passion and your career, how you're doing it? Saan kanila ma-reach?
Of course, you can reach me on Instagram. Yung Instagram handle ko is James Feed Style, or on sa Facebook ko din is James Feed Style. TikTok ko James Feed Style din. So, DM me kung ano yung if you guys need some help or tips and tricks on how to step up on your content creation game, or how to expand your skills in terms of in the marketing industry. I'll be happy to help. Mga ganun tla. sino ba naman magtutulungan, di tayong mga Pinoy. So,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
and thank you, Pro Friends, by the way, for having this, for inviting me as well to be part of the, Filipino community, and also Kuya Jay for having this platform. And I'm sure you've helped a lot of people, and continue to inspire young ones, and also change people's lives. So,
Thank you. And salamat din sa time mo uli, James, dahil it is really a
Most
meaningful
welcome.
conversation. And definitely, hindi ito yung last. I might invite you in the future,
yes.
or probably we can plan something offline para nga marami pa tayong matulungan na mga Filipinos
Yes.
who's really struggling with the balance between their career and the passions that they really want to succeed in sometime in the future. So that wraps our episode for today. But before I let you go, I hope you can listen to the episodes of Pera and Purpose Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast streaming platforms. Muli, ito si KJ. Kasama si James Morales, telling you to prosper with a purpose. See you sa next episode. Bye-bye!
See ya! Bye-bye!